A woman was killed in a hit and run in the Bronx. Details on the key evidence left at the scene that could help police make an arrest.
Also, a disturbing find in Brooklyn. A man's body was found partially covered in dirt. Now police are trying to learn exactly how he died.
We continue to track Hurricane now, Nate, and how that system could impact weather conditions in our area and when. Details on the storm's path and the angular forecast.
Folks along the Gulf Coast getting a little nervous right now. The storm should probably hit tonight or early tomorrow, but folks in New Orleans and Alabama, maybe even the Panhandle of Florida, so we'll see what happens. But you know who knows the answer? Amy Freeze.
That's right.
We'll get to her in a second. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Rob Nelson.
I'm Michelle Charles. That's Amy. Go.
Good morning. Yeah, you guys, we're actually watching this so closely because not only has it been such active hurricane season, but this is a Category 1 storm in a very vulnerable part of the Gulf Coast. So we'll be watching that, but also the leftovers of the storm look like they could make it up our way. The latest on the tropics coming up in the AccuWeather 7-day forecast. I'll see you guys then. Michelle, Rob.
All right, Amy, thank you. And to the news now. An 82-year-old woman was killed in a hit-and-run accident in the Bronx, and now the search is on for the driver who left a critical clue right there at the scene. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis live in the Wakefield section with what we know about the vehicle involved in this case. Marcus.
And Rob, indeed, it's a rental van, and that should definitely help police identify the driver, but as of yet, he has not been located in connection with this fatal hit and run that took place last night. It was around 9:15 on Pittman Avenue. The 82-year-old victim was walking from her home, which is right there, to her daughter's home across the street when she was struck. The victim identified as 82-year-old Hilda Arocho. The driver, as we said, got out of the car and fled on foot.
That's a crime. That's a crime. Because he should have stayed. You know, but he just got out of the thing and ran. I think when he seen all the people, he might have gotten scared and just, you know, lost it.
Well, that one of the neighbors who's very upset on this block about the lack of stop signs. There's a light just too far spaced apart, residents say, in cars speed along this avenue. And resulting in a fatal hit and run. Police still looking for that driver. And live in Wakefield, Marcus Solis, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Marcus, thank you. New details. A fourth U.S. soldier has been found dead following a deadly ambush in Niger. The soldier, who had been missing for 2 days, was found yesterday near the attack site. The 3 other soldiers killed in that attack have been identified as Staff Sergeants Brian Black, Jeremiah Johnson, and Dustin Wright. Their bodies arrived in Dover, Delaware last night. Nearly a dozen U.S. soldiers were on a joint patrol when they were attacked near the Mali border. 2 others were injured. A gruesome discovery in the backyard of a home in Brooklyn. Investigators say a 41-year-old man was found dead on Friday, partially buried at the home on Himrod Street in Bushwick. No word on who called police to alert them about this. The investigation continues. A medical examiner will now determine cause of death.
Hollywood movie mogul Harvey Weinstein is taking an indefinite leave of absence from his company after a New York Times article detailed sexual harassment claims against him. At the same time, Weinstein, though, is threatening to sue the paper for defamation. The article, which was published on Thursday, includes accusations that Weinstein sexually harassed multiple actresses, including Ashley Judd, as well as harassing former employees at his company. Weinstein says he bears responsibility for his past behavior. However, he's also hired a civil rights attorney, Lisa Bloom, who is known for representing sexual harassment victims. She is there to advise him as the case moves forward.
You know, I've done a lot of cases on behalf of women. I've often thought, gee, I wish I could get on the other side and smack that guy around a little bit verbally. Here was an opportunity of a guy saying, Lisa, what should I do? I have behaved badly. I'm like, good, I'm going to tell you what to do. Be honest. Be real.
Lots of sordid details in that Times story, to say the least. Now, Weinstein says the Times rushed that story to publication and that it is filled with false and defamatory statements. The Times says, though, it is confident in the accuracy of its reporting.
President Trump is allowing more employers to opt out of providing no-cost birth control to women in their health plans. Under the new rule, employers now will have more leeway to withhold birth control coverage on moral or religious grounds. New York Governor Cuomo lashed out on Twitter with the hashtag #HandsOffMyBC birth control. Some conservatives and Catholic bishops praised the move, calling this a landmark day. The rule takes effect in early December.
And now we turn to the latest in the cleanup in the Caribbean following Hurricane Maria. Vice President Mike Pence toured San Juan, Puerto Rico yesterday to view the damage firsthand. He visited a church promising congregants that the Trump administration would be with Puerto Rico, quote, every step of the way. The trip comes just days after President Trump himself visited and praised the relief efforts on the island. The vice president also took a helicopter tour of damage in the also badly battered U.S. Virgin Islands.
New this morning, New York will extend in-state tuition rates to students from Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands who were displaced by recent hurricanes and who get into the schools. The SUNY Board of Trustees approved the initiative yesterday. Rates will vary between the state's public colleges and universities, but it can save students about $10,000 per year. New York has done this before, authorized in-state tuition for students displaced by Hurricane Katrina in 2005, and then, of course, the earthquake in Haiti. That was in 2010.
That can make such a huge difference in somebody's life to be able to, despite all the disruption of life on the island, be able to come here and still stay in school or get a job, whatever it happens to be. So glad we're doing that again. Coming up next on Eyewitness News, an exclusive story here. An employee at a very well-known clothing store chain claims that her hairstyle got her into trouble. Now, what she's saying about the confrontation with the store manager and why she's calling it discrimination.
A 1919 Norman Rockwell painting that belongs to a local family could soon go to the highest bidder. Why the owners are ready to put this work of art on the auction block.
Meteorologist Amy Freeze here in the AccuWeather Center. Not only are we tracking temperatures here for the weekend, which are well above average for this time of year, starting in the 70s right now, but we're also waiting for rain. In fact, looks like we will see showers from Hurricane Nate eventually make it to our area. Coming up, I'll have the full AccuWeather forecast. We'll talk about the rain and the timing and what it means for your Columbus Day holiday.
And now to Eyewitness News exclusive. A young woman in Westchester County says she is in trouble at work all because of her hairstyle. 19-year-old Destiny Tompkins works at a Banana Republic in White Plains at the Westchester Mall. Well, she says her manager called her in on Wednesday and asked her to take out her braids, telling Tompkins that the hairstyle was, quote, too urban and too unkempt for the store's image. Well, Tompkins, who was working her way through school, she goes to SUNY Purchase, says she was not only offended by these comments, but feels this is basically clear-cut discrimination.
It's basically like you're just telling me I'm too black to work here, and you have a problem with the way I present myself as a black woman.
Now, Banana Republic has released a statement saying it is looking into this incident and also saying, quote, we are committed to upholding an inclusive environment where our customers and our employees feel respected, end quote. Destiny says she plans to quit the job soon. She and her family are also now considering legal action.
The city's push to fill potholes across the city has led to a 50% decrease in potholes. Mayor de Blasio says $1.6 billion has been spent on repaving streets in the last 10 years. So far, 1/5 of city streets have been resurfaced, but the mayor says there's still work to be done, especially with cold weather coming soon and making more of them.
We're not going to stop. We have a lot to do. Look, we have beautiful weather today. So long as we have good weather, we can do a lot of repaving.
The city says the average response time for repaving a pothole is now less than 2 days.
Well, check this out. An incredible, eye-catching work of art has now been added to Union Square Park. This is Dale Chihuly's Rose Crystal Tower. It stands 31 feet tall and is made of steel and also a plastic material that pretty much resembles actual glass. The Rose Crystal Tower will remain in the park through October of next year to mark the 50th anniversary of the park's public arts program. Kind of cool looking. I like that.
Right? It looks like raspberry rock candy to me. Get ready, iPhone users. Hundreds of new emojis are rolling out next week. Apple announced yesterday hundreds of new emojis will be available in the next week's iOS update. This is also a warning. You got to update your phones. The new batch will include more expressive smiley faces, mythical creatures, and gender-neutral options. Apple says they're stepping up efforts to include more diverse options. So more mythical stuff. So I guess there already, I think, is a unicorn. I was looking for a dragon the other day. Not really.
Why?
Not really. There's a dragon.
Amy says,
There's a dragon.
That's good. Yes.
Is it nice that I know?
You know that. That's good.
Coming up next on Eyewitness News, somebody out there is giving away $100 bills randomly to strangers on the street while a man upstate is forking over a small fortune to thousands of people he doesn't even know.
But before we go to break, of course, hey, who's that
That's
girl
right.
right there? Miss Amy Freeze with Super
checking to make
Cat
sure
Set from a
I'm the
different
right
angle
spot.
than usual. Hello.
That's right. I was making sure I'm in the right spot. When we come back, I will tell you, coming up before the forecast, I'll tell you my favorite emoji that I would never use. Okay? I'll tell you that coming up. So, yeah. This is Striper. Good morning to you. Hello, Rachel. Thanks for sending it in. We got a cutie pie named Abby checking us out here on a Super Cat Saturday morning. Thanks for sending this one in. Kitty cat named Kitty, sent in by Mrs. Tony Ann. We've got Zena sent in by Lorraine this morning. And finally, it's Rusty sent in by Carrie. Thanks so much for sending in your pets. You can hashtag them Super Cat Saturday today. Tomorrow we do the big dogs. My Twitter handle's at AmyFree7. You can also upload your pet pics at abc7ny.com. We'll be right back with the AccuWeather forecast plus more eyewitness news.
9:46. Welcome back. A Norman Rockwell painting has quite a backstory. Going up for auction. The 1919 painting, known as Taking a Break or Lazy Bones, was one of many art pieces stolen from a home in Cherry Hill, New Jersey in 1976. The FBI found the painting 40 years later, returned it to the Grant family last March. It still has damage left from their father hitting it with a pool cue in the 1950s. The painting is worth $1.5 million. That's the estimated amount, and will be auctioned off in November in Dallas. I wanted to hear more about the pool cue.
That's me on my couch, pretty much. That's
Right?
all I look.
All of
When I
us.
go home watching football.
That's you?
That's me.
Yeah, good.
Well, a man from upstate New York is paying it forward literally by handing out cold hard cash. Jeff Buell, whose backstory is great, spends his days walking the streets of Troy, giving away $100 bills. His goal, get this, is to spread $50,000 of his own money over the next year to complete strangers. His random recipients are, of course, very ecstatic to get that money, but it does come with a catch.
And the only thing I want in return for that $100 is to you just be kind to people today. I'm gonna give you $100.
Wow.
For no other reason than just to give it to you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100% serious.
Wow.
What a randomly nice surprise just on the streets of Troy. Now, Buell says his campaign, which is called Do the Next Good Thing, is designed to offset all the chaos in the world these days. And we did a little research.
Beautiful sister. We just saw a picture of her.
Exactly.
The younger sister
The
who
backstory
said,
here.
yeah, live every life as though every day is your last. And
The words of his
do
late
good.
sister.
Yes, that's what she said. Please.
And he made his money off real estate investments, has obviously done well in life, and is giving back the way
He
it
looks
should
happy.
be.
Right?
Yeah, he looks happy.
He does look happy. There's something to this giving thing.
I need you to work a little meteorological magic. And whatever we can do to get to the end of this hurricane season faster. Can we do that? I think we've all had enough. It's been a rough few weeks.
It's true. It's not fun to see the hurricanes come inland and all the messes that they've created. However, hurricanes are super important because if they didn't transfer the heat across the globe, we'd freeze to death. Rob and Michelle with the breaking news of the new emoji update on the iPhone. I do not like the red-faced emoji. I do not use it, and I do not want it used on me. The red-faced emoji is the very mad emoji. They've now upped the ante with the red emoji that now has explicitives across the mouth. Like,
expletives?
Yeah, that. What was it? It's like a exclamation X.
Yeah, like you're cursing and it's blocking out your mouth.
Filthy words.
It's the worst. So it's the red face plus that.
We never use those
Don't
words.
use it.
I don't know if those words are.
The naughty one.
The naughty
Just use
words.
the heart. All right, before we go to break, Channel 7's community calendar, what will we fail at guessing? What's not going to play?
Happy 66th birthday. I know you guys like this guy. John Mellencamp, 66 years old today.
Little Pink Houses.
We're going to go back to 1982. Very popular song by this gentleman. And the lyric, one of the lyrics, excuse me, can we all shut up? Thank you. The lyric goes, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. That song would be. Michelle gets it.
I had it. I had it when you
But you gotta get the clue out. This is this is.
Why?
Thank you.
Okay, red face, expletives.
Thank you for watching Ghetto Jeopardy. Roll the calendar. 9:56, and we're getting some new details in that fatal hit and run in the Bronx that left an 82-year-old woman dead.
Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is live in the Wakefield section with the latest. Marcus.
And Michelle and Rob, we've spoken off camera to a distraught family, really. This happening just steps from the victim's home, who was walking across the street, to her daughter's home when she was hit by that van. This is a picture of 82-year-old Hilda Arocho, who was killed last night as she crossed Pittman Avenue in the Wakefield section of the Bronx, struck by a van, a rented van that was left behind at the scene. The driver took off on foot. This happened around just after 9 o'clock last night, and police have been working to identify the driver, obviously with a big clue there, the vehicle being left behind, but as of yet have not identified him or located him, so no arrest in this case. In the meantime, the residents of the area complain about the lack of stop signs or speed bumps on this busy street where that fatal hit and run took place last night. And we're live in the Wakefield section of the Bronx. Marcus Solis, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Marcus, thank you.
So, hot day, hot.
Warm, yes, definitely. We're starting off already in the 70s this morning. We're going for 80 again this afternoon. It's humid. There'll be some sun as well, so we're standing in the bright sun. It feels very warm.
All right, enjoy the day. That's going to do it for us. I'm Michelle Charlesworth.
And I'm Rob Nelson. For the entire team here at Eyewitness News, including Jack and Diane, thanks for being with us.
This is everybody heading into Westchester on the Tappan Zee Bridge. Have a good one.